Hello miners, Rusty coming at you. Today we're going to take another look at another Asher Spiro. Now this is going to be the second one that I've shown you guys. You might have seen one earlier in my Civivi Sokoke video, but I bought this one off of eBay. All the others I've gotten from Asher off of his website. So with that being said, this one would have been released probably a little bit earlier than, well, of course, than the ones I'm getting off of his website. They do tend to sell out pretty quickly, but it's a thumb stud version and it's done in S35, and I'm hearing that they were done by either Petrified Fish or Kunwu knives. We have the Asher logo. We have some nice stonewash in my opinion, and just amazing blade grinds. It's not all complicated like the Tucson's. I've shown you some Tucson's with some crazy blade grinds and crazy good. What I'm more talking about is the geometry, and when you go to use this, you notice it's that good. This one, the guy advertised brand new, never carried, never cut. Looks like it has sticky, lock stick here, and that goes a little further over than I would like. If I know Asher, he's a real particular about his quality, and I'm wondering if this got sold as a factory second, and then I paid factory price is MSRP. I gave the guy about $90. I think I offered him $80. And while I was waiting for this, for him to accept my offer, Asher came out with something on the website, and I actually got a new knife for about 90 bucks, and I'll be doing a video on that here shortly. However, this G10 is different than the G10 on that knife, and I will do a comparison video on all of them. It's really, really nice G10. We do have the cover for the liner, or the pocket clip. Should have T8 hardware there. Back spacer, fit and finish is great. A pocket clip sucks. I'll talk about that. I should correct that. When you get the ergos of this knife, they are just a top 10. I mean, when I say top 10, I have probably pushing 300 knives, and this one is one of the better. All the Spiros have fantastic ergos, and I think that pocket clip kind of lends to that, in that the way it's placed in your hand, it just sort of won't allow this up and down movement here. It stops that. However, I am going to try a different clip, because when you push and or pull this off, when you pull it off, what happens is it drags all your material up, and it got pretty strong tension. But even on my jeans, when you hit that, your final hem, it feels like it brought all the other material up. And when you go and you're pulling, I mean, sometimes your fingers slip off, leaving your pocket in your knife in the pocket, not your pocket in your knife. That would really be something. So this one has a strong detent, but very reliable. You won't be able to fail this one. It's so strong that it's a little bit difficult for the finger push. Now, the sharpening choil on this, a lot of people say, oh, that's scrappy. Well, it's actually sort of similar to your Spyderco's, your Para 3, your Para 2. My Para 3 does the same thing. So yeah, you'll just come up to the actual plunge grind and sharpen, and you shouldn't get a smile if unless you get on top of that. Comes with S35VN, and I do believe they do a nice job on it. I might have heard a story somewhere along the lines about them being a bit on the soft side, but again, This guy is real particular about the quality of his knives, so I wouldn't doubt he got that corrected. Very nice to carry. It's lightweight, it's slim, and he does this interesting thing with inset liners. So the liners, and I haven't taken this apart, usually just come down here, and you're dealing more with the handle material here. So don't know that this has any, shall we say, lightning holes or skeletonization. Okay, well, let me bring out another knife that runs about, well, this is a Kaiser Mini Pelican, and I love this knife, and it retails at 72 bucks. It comes in this micarta, and really for the feel, this feels fuzzy and furry, and let's do just a comparison this way. This G10 actually feels a little stickier, but I also think that the G10, you can see how that looks, almost has the look of micarta feel. This is probably the pocket clip I'm going to go. This is a Kubi pocket clip, and they will fit on there. And what the Kubi will do is it'll drop down, and what the Kaiser does, it doesn't, it doesn't start to drop. It maintains that, and I'm thinking we'll change that. So love the blade shape on this. In fact, I wish Kaiser had considered more of a blade shape like that. Now this would probably still be in that drop point-ish. Oh, I really can't move my bipod. I'm down to a bipod instead of a tripod. But when we take a peek at this, it's got that harpoon, and that would be designed for different ways to use your knife blade. And it feels thin, but it just doesn't move through material like this one does. So let's take a peek. If we line them up, interestingly enough, if I try to hold them, well, let's see here. I always have trouble with this because, well, just because I'm working around the camera. Going to have to remove from the, there we go. If we take a peek at that, pivot to pivot. So you can see that drop point, it does come down. Let's try to hold it this way. Let me get I kind of like this view when you do a comparison on them. So this one doesn't have a full flat grind. It comes up here and then turns to a flat, and this one does the same, comes up here, turns to flat. That's a look. Now the lock bar access, the lock bar just works better on this, and the detent also very snappy. So actually I really like my Kaiser Pelican, Mini Pelican, and maybe it's what I'm going to call the honeymoon phase, but this Asher Spiro is going to make its way into the rotation, regular carry. So we're going to go ahead and cut this short. 2 more Asher Spiro reviews in the future, and then I'll have a comparison of all 4. Thanks for hanging with the miner.